Yeah, Boogie, what up? Boogie, what up? Boogie, what up? Hey, hey, tell me what they talking about. Man, I bet them niggas talking about this. Hey, niggas say doing what? Hey, tell me what they talking about. Man, I bet them niggas talking about this. Hey, niggas say doing what? Hey, but I bet that they don't do it like this.
Hey, how's it going? This is Watch the Right Film, where we discuss, debate, and review black films. I'm Kyle Del Negro. This is the High Buds Takeover. With us today,
Yo, as always, DJ Thirst.
Yo, as always, it's DJ Thirst. Oh, wait, no, I'm Brad Rickert.
So in the spirit of High Buds, let's ask the question, what's your favorite stoner film?
Okay. I'll let you take this one, Brad, first.
Oh, my favorite stoner film. Man, there's so many good stoner films.
Yeah.
I would have to say probably my favorite is Dude, Where's My Car? It's one of those movies that I watched when I was like younger and it was really funny, and then I like watched it again recently as a marijuana smoker and it was way funnier.
Oh my God.
I've just always loved that movie.
Dude, I haven't seen that movie in I don't know how long, but I remember as a kid, that movie was so awesome to me.
It's
so stupid, but it's just like you running around the house like, dude, where's my car? Like it got really annoying after a while.
I remember like being 8 years old and just like with like my friends just like writing tattoos on our arms and like saying like, what's my tattoo say? Dude!
Is that what inspired your tattoo that says "and yes"? I always think about this movie whenever I see it.
Now, Brandon, we know you're dyslexic, but it says yes and.
You should show it to us.
We should show. Are we showing skin already? We're like 1 minute in. Like we're so off topic already.
Anyways, I think that my favorite stoner film would have to be Friday. Yeah, Friday. Friday would have to be it.
Solid choice.
That'd probably be the first stoner film that I was introduced to as a youngin'.
Yeah.
Watching Friday, and then obviously it's a classic in the black community. I mean, everyone's seen it, everyone can quote it, out the wazoo. And I think that because it's so quotable and everyone discusses it, it kind of diminishes, I think, my love for it. Like I've always loved it, but I think because it's so cliche and so so popular that I just kind of I kind of just miss it a lot.
So you don't want to conform to it? You can't like it as much?
No, I can't like it.
My favorite stoner film has got to be Half Baked.
Okay, yeah.
Solid choice, yeah.
Half Baked, it's just one, not only are the characters all stoners, not only does being a stoner get one arrested, but then they all have to sell weed.
Yeah. That is about as pure of a stoner film as there is. Well, that and Pineapple Express, I would say.
Right.
Yeah,
anything Seth Rogen really is like a stoner film.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people love that movie, Pineapple Express. I don't really like it that much. I mean, I think it's fine, but I didn't fall in love with it the way other people did.
What I love about that movie, right, is that it's about like a guy who's kind of like straight-laced and boring, and then a drug dealer, and it's James Franco and Seth Rogen, and they have James Franco play the drug dealer. I love the casting on that decision. Yeah. They tend to like make, because Seth Rogen's the funny guy, right? And it seems like with their partnership, they try to give James Franco the funnier part.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
I think that guy's a weirdo in real life.
James
Franco.
He
is. I have no doubt.
Cool. I love Franco, man.
Yeah, but he's still such a he's a weirdo. He's funny though. I love him. I think he's
the kind of guy that like.
Man, you guys are hurting my feelings. I identify with that guy a lot. I'm super relatable.
Like I think he's the kind of guy that when everyone's just like chilling at his place, like he just pulls out his wiener and like and then like tries to tell him it's like an art exhibit. And they all go like, oh yeah, he's really into like weird stuff, but it's cool because he's talented.
I was listening to this interview he gave. Like, I'm very much into James Franco. I think he's very talented, and I like that he just follows like his gut, and he's passionate about something, and he goes and he makes it, and like he's an educator, and he's very connected to his work. And he was talking about like doing a student film where they paid someone $100 and they put a camera in a fake toilet and they had the guy shit.
Oh god!
So they could get like a video from underneath of the guy shitting, and I was just like, all right, maybe he is a little weird. But
that's exactly what James Franco.
But like then I was like, you know what? Good for him. Like he's still having fun with his stuff. He's not just like churning through like the material or whatever. But he's like. I guess paying people $100
to defecate on camera
on a DSLR. Or whatever.
All right, Kyle, what's next?
We're in a comedy rap group together.
Supervise the Throne.
Supervise the Throne. Let's ask the question: what is the best performance by a rapper in a film?
I think I'll start this one off. I'm gonna say it had to be Ice Cube as Doughboy in Boys in the Hood. I mean,
classic.
I think him in that role not only was his first film, but like John Singletary, who made the film, he let Ice Cube just kind of be himself. And there was a scene towards the end. I don't know if you guys remember the scene where Ice Cube was just sitting there talking to Cuba Gooding Jr. at the end, and like he just starts crying and stuff like that. And I think John Singleton had to really push him to do that because Ice Cube,
he's hard,
hardcore guy. This is niggas with attitude, and he's just like, man. He said he had to really dig deep to sort of find that ability to cry. He's like, but he didn't really even cry so much as just like shed do a little sniffle, and I think that really was what sold me on him just being amazing in the film. Other than him just kind of almost playing himself.
Like he didn't overplay it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I watched that movie a long time ago, and I feel like I can't even answer this question completely informed because I was like, when you gave me the question before the show or whatever, I was like trying to do some research and like just jog my memory or whatever, and I was like looking, I was like, man, there's a lot of these films that like I don't remember seeing, I don't remember these performances, I guess. Like, I know I saw the films, but I don't remember the performance. I wasn't watching it with that critical eye at that point.
Yeah.
And I started to really think, what is the most impactful acting that a rapper has done? And, immediately I thought of two things, but that was because they were playing themselves, and that's Eminem and 50 Cent, which is, a pretty generic answer.
Yeah.
But they did do a good job. Both of them did do a good job. You disagree?
No, I think they did. They played themselves. I mean,
but that's
I appreciate
harder to do than you think.
Yeah, I mean, from people just being random rappers and being able to star in a film like that to carry a movie.
Yeah.
I think they did a really serviceable job.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people love Eminem's performance in that.
Yeah.
I really wanted to say that, but as a white person, I didn't want to give that answer. So I'm gonna hit you with an even better answer. I'm gonna say Mark Wahlberg and Boogie Nights.
I mean, that might be the best answer. I mean, because he was just a rapper at that point.
He was.
I forget that he is legitimately.
He technically was.
Well, anything Will Smith does too. You think of him as an actor, but he was a rapper.
Man,
with Queen Latifah.
Oh my God!
There's all these crossovers, all these corny ass motherfuckers. You got your Ice Cube now, you got your LL Cool J, you got your Will Smith, you got your Queen Latifah. These people were all rappers, and I think the crazy thing is that it's so common for a rapper to become an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Kyle?
I'm going to go out on a wire here. I'm going to say Mos Def and 16 Blocks with Bruce Willis.
That's a good one. Yeah. Go ahead.
He goes into a character that's not all there, really nice, sensitive guy. Holds it through the entire movie, just gets to let Bruce Willis be a badass, but man, does he make you love him.
Yeah.
And if you're a Mos Def fan, you already love him, but...
Unless you've seen him live a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he showed up late, 2 hours.
He always shows up late, but him as an actor, though,
he's good.
I really enjoy him Mos Def. He tries to... He really sticks his head out there.
Yeah.
He did an independent film with Brandon Fraser out in Brazil somewhere. And he had this Brazilian accent. It's weird. It's a weird movie, but He's really good in it. He's really good in it. Yeah, I don't remember.
Had I seen that, I might have said that.
Andre 3000 and Semi-Pro.
Honestly, though, hilarious.
No, very good. Now, I was really thinking, but like, my best answer is not a film. I think that Will Smith in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is one of the best like jobs anyone's ever done with a sitcom. Like, that's like one of the best sitcoms, not only in the black community, but it crossed over so hard. Like Martin didn't cross over like Fresh Prince crossed over. You know, it was that big. You know, like I've seen every episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I saw every episode before I was 10 years old. You know, and I feel like that's pretty normal for anyone our age. You know.
Yeah, you almost can get anybody to just go around singing the theme song to Fresh Prince.
Oh my God.
Yeah, everyone knows
just
it.
drunk white girls in like they like
this is a story.
It's like they're like I want to rap in the microphone, and then they start doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and you're like, you don't even know the part about when he's on the plane.
I don't know the part when he's on the plane.
All right, Kyle, what's next?
So since we're obviously a racially diverse group, we'd like to discuss the movie of the 90s that brought white and black men together. White Men Can't Jump.
Asamaka my brother.
So what do you guys think? Basically, who's better, Wesley Snipes or Woody in White Men Can't Jump?
I'm gonna make a controversial pick here and say Woody Harrelson.
Ooh,
Double down on that. I'm on board.
yeah,
You
I
know,
would say Woody.
Wesley Snipes, he did okay. He did good in the movie. I mean, he had like a lot of the funnier lines, but I think in that film he just felt like he was just flexing his bravado in that movie.
Yeah. Wesley Snipes was on some hot shit at that time. Like he was so popular and so swagged out. Like isn't that like around the same time like Major League came out too? He was like Michael Jordaning like movies.
That
Willie Mays Hayes.
Demolition Man was out around that time.
And then like the big one he did. Why am I?
New Jack City was a couple years before that.
I thought New Jack City was like 93.
89.
No? Oh, it was 89. Okay, so yeah, wow, yeah, he was on a hot streak.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me see. Jungle Fever. He had a lot of.
Oh yeah.
That dude was on fire in like the late 80s, early 90s, and White Man Can't Jump was just a way for him to just swag, like you said, swag out and just be.
He was a brand.
He was the coolest black guy you could put in a movie at that point.
For sure, yeah. Like if it would have been like 6 or 7 years earlier, it would have been like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Probably.
Could you imagine them two in a movie together?
Who,
like
Snipes and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, like a buddy cop comedy.
Now or
like
back in the day. like
in the late 80s.
Yeah,
like
that would have been awesome.
Like
that would have. I mean, I think. I don't know. I think we'd still be looking at memes of them being cool together today if that movie existed.
Yeah, that would have been something spectacular to see. That's one of the things I hate about. It might not just be black actors, but I see it a lot with black actors, but just actors, period. Not really. When people are at the top of their game, like you didn't see De Niro and Pacino in a movie together until they were already in their 50s. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's something that Denzel and Will Smith could have played in together, or different big name actors. It seems like you'll see a guy like Denzel, or you'll see a guy like Will Smith. And like they'll be like the only black. They'll be the main character, but they seem like they might be the only black guy in that film. With a whole bunch of different actors.
I think that's changing a lot. Like back in the day, I think it was very competitive. Like it was like success is a competitive sport, no matter what area it's in. And I think now people realize that there's so much content that you just have to work together because you can use each other's networks and like fan base to like reach out. Like. I'm mentioning Seth Rogen again, but I think he's one of the biggest successes currently in terms of making film, and he's just constantly enlisting cool friends that he has that are also big movie stars. Like Jonah Hill's Academy Award nominated twice, but he's still like playing small parts in his movies. James Franco's nominated for Oscars, playing small parts in his movies, and that would have been something to see those two together. Back to the question. Woody Harrelson's way better in that movie. Because it's Woody Harrelson's movie, really.
Yep.
You see his relationship with Rosie Perez's character, and like you see him struggle, and he's doing a real acting job. And then Wesley just gets to come in and just be a badass, which is so cool.
What did anyone know Woody for at that time?
Cheers.
Yeah.
I think he might have. No, I'm not sure if Natural Born Killers it came. No, it didn't come out yet. I don't think it came out yet.
I don't think
so. That might have been like his first big role.
that like I'm trying to equate like someone coming from Cheers and then like being in like an awesome hip hop like based movie, and that'd be like fucking John Cryer like, from fucking 2.5 Men.
Just being in like Straight Out of Compton. No, I didn't look at the poster and think of that.
That was funny, but everybody who's watching this show that are black has no idea who a guy you were talking about.
John Cryer, you don't know who John Cryer is?
No, I'm saying I know what we're talking.
2.5 Men.
I'm saying
I don't even watch the show.
Nobody's seen.
I'm saying the audience that watches this show, they're gonna be like, they're gonna have to IMDb him quick.
Or imagine like Sheldon from like The Big Bang Theory, like in the Biggie biopic. It's just like the cool accountant.
Or Ted Danson in Friday.
Ooh, yeah, good point.
All right.
All right. So what's the next topic, Kyle?
So this week, 20 years ago, the Eddie Murphy film Vampire in Brooklyn came out. So instead of talking about that film,
we got two white guys on the table here.
Oh, come on. There's not a bigger Eddie Murphy fan in the world than me.
I'm just kidding.
No need to show off.
I know.
Let's talk about more broad topic of which SNL actor has had the best film career.
You want to start this one off, Brad?
No, I think I should clean up at the end.
Okay. I thought this was a tough question because when I think of best films, the most impactful films on my life or my childhood would have to be between Eddie Murphy films and Chris Farley films, just because I think I watched Tommy Boy and Beverly Hills Ninja a lot,
Right.
like an extreme, inordinate amount.
Watch Chris Farley passing away during Beverly Hills Ninja. You like see him like slowly creeping into death.
But I probably would have to go with Eddie Murphy, Nutty Professor, and just the movies that I grew up with. Plus, because I think now on the last episode we had a discussion where we talked about can Eddie Murphy make a comeback, because now it just seems like maybe the past 10, 15 years he's just kind of been going for cash grabs. And, I guess there's been some redeemable qualities, redeemable things in some of these films. Like, a lot of people like Norbit. I thought it had some funny lines
It
in
made
it.
money,
But
yeah.
I would say Eddie Murphy. Just off his back catalog. So,
Yeah.
like, the stuff like Boomerang and different things like that.
He had a run in the 80s, man. Like, we're talking about two of the biggest stand-up specials that were films because they went to theater, like Delirious and Raw. And then, in a 5-year period, I think he did Delirious, 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places, which is an awesome movie, Coming to America, Raw.
The Golden Child.
Golden Child sucks. I remember, I was so into Eddie Murphy, I, bought all of his movies, on DVD, because they were always in the Walmart $5 bin, And so I, bought Golden Child, and I was excited, and I was like, oh, it's this Eddie Murphy movie I've never seen, and then I watched it, and I was like, this is awful.
This is why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and that was the first time he was grabbing for cash.
But he was good in, I liked him in Bowfinger.
Yeah, he was great in Bowfinger. Oh man, Steve Martin's my man. Yeah, he's so good.
What about you, Kyle?
So I have to dip in and say Sandler.
Yeah.
Sandler's a moneymaker as well, but he's always, Sandler's always had a hand in writing and also producing everything he's in.
Everything almost, yeah.
Everything. And
he's written a movie a year.
Even though he's gone into family stuff that grosses hundreds of millions, it's still the same Sandler humor.
Yeah.
As far as most successful career in film, money-wise, I might say Sandler. Murphy is right there too, but then as an actor who's done the best films and maybe made the best choices, Bill Murray.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had the best critical career in terms of you can look at his work and respect it consistently.
Yep.
And he doesn't have nearly as much money as Sandler or Murphy for that matter because of that.
Think about the way.
Yeah.
Just think about the way he goes about booking the stuff. He doesn't have an agent. He has an answering machine.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a cell phone.
Yeah. That's clearly a guy who is kind of just waiting for the right thing to come along, but he's never gonna force it.
One of the cool things I like about Bill Murray was how he transformed himself. For some he went from the 80s. He was
the bad boy of comedy.
Yeah.
He was cool. He was.
And then
the guy.
I want to say the turning point was Lost in Translation, where he just turned
Yeah.
into a mature, just kind of
I'd say it was more progressive than that, but yeah, that was definitely a turn for sure.
yeah. And then he kept going with like Broken Flowers and a lot of
Yeah.
different things. He just kind of his roles became more subtle,
Yeah.
and he didn't have to be such a big presence, but still made an impact on films, which I appreciate that path of his career more probably, even though I love like Groundhog's Day and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I appreciate his maturity as an actor and his ability to shift. He's not 30 years old anymore, running around with Ghostbuster suits. He was able to
He's
kind of change.
he's in Oscar talks every year.
Right.
Every
Just for
single year.
Something that's almost silly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just random, yeah.
Can we say who is the best cameo person of all time? Too.
Oh, just random? Just shows up in all the SNL movies? I know what you're going to say.
Well, no. I was gonna say Bill Murray.
Oh.
When you think about how he just
okay.
drops in
I thought you were going to
Zombieland.
just drop a Lovitz reference for the fuck of it. My favorite person's John Lovitz.
High School High is a very good movie.
High School High. Did you see High School High?
Yeah.
There's just the one part in that movie
I
that
think
is
I know
so
what you're
funny
gonna
to me is when he's sleeping with the girl. For the first
Yeah.
time, they turn off the lights and she's been like a virgin the whole movie. And then he goes, or no, she wasn't a virgin.
Yeah.
She wasn't a virgin.
Are you sure you're not a virgin?
Are you sure you're not a virgin? She's like, yeah, why? And he goes, it's so tight. And then he goes, meow. I don't know if I've ever laughed harder at this moment in film. But how did we start talking about John Lovitz? That's my fault.
On to the next topic.
Wait.
All right. So we're back with Watch the Right Film, and I have my two guests with me today. Well, it's the High Buds Takeover, and that's because my two friends here on the left and on the right. This is going to be very difficult to edit, but they came out with a pilot a couple weeks ago called High Buds. I'll let them talk about it. Who wants to talk about it first?
I'll start first. So our pilot's just basically about a guy who's kind of going through a rough patch. He's a bit of an underachiever, and he relies on his ridiculous friends to help get him through it. Also, substance. So
You guys play a role in it too, right?
yeah. So Brad is our lead. The main character's name is Brad. Coincidence? Maybe. His best friend's name is Kyle. Coincidence? Maybe. So we based this pilot in our dynamic as best friends, and the characters kind of stem from that. And it's very exaggerated.
Inspired by true events, but exaggerated.
Yeah.
So basically, where it came from was me and Kyle were like working together and we were just brainstorming, and we knew that we wanted to do a big project, and we know that we wanted to work with video and film as opposed to doing like live shows, because both of our experiences like with stand-up or improv and that sort of thing. And I had just gone through like a major life change where like I had broke up with a girl that I had been like living with and very close to, and then had to like find a new place to live and like make new friends and like all that stuff. And it was like a crazy experience and like a whirlwind. And Brandon's one of my best friends, and you were there for a lot of that too. And so I just thought it was so interesting, that change in life that can happen so immediately. So we were talking about that, and we're like, wow, that's like an episode of Louis pretty much, the show by Louis C.K. And we were like, well, we should write our own pilot, because we have the access to cameras and all that stuff.
One of the things because I've seen it a couple times, and one of the things I appreciate about it is what it is the show is able to reach a lot of people, a lot of young people. It kind of to me it represents sort of what it's like being 20 something years old, living in the city, and that's one of the things I appreciate about it. It's very easy to swallow. It's funny. It's hilarious. Has like a romance. It has a lot of different elements that I think works really well for it. Whether it's the absurd comedy, which is absurd, but it's not just absurd, and it's not just a romance. It's not just a stoner film, and that's one of the things I appreciate about it. And it just kind of encompasses all that. It almost feels like it has a it's easy to swallow because it's easy to watch because it has that sort of modern tone to it. It has that Judd Apatow type. I don't want to necessarily classify it as that, but it has a sort of feel to it that's relatable to a lot of people, and that a lot of people could easily get into because they've seen stuff similar to it.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
Yeah, thank you.
I would say that it's not a stretch to say we're inspired by dialogue by like Judd Apatow and like Seth Rogen type movies that are very conversational and random, but also that it's driven by a story.
I have to say there's a part that's just ridiculously hilarious, and there's a part where two characters are asking where Kyle's character is at.
Oh god!
And they just cut to it, and it's just Kyle throwing boulders into like Michigan, just like randomly, like it's just out of nowhere. Here you go, stupid lake. How you like that? And like it's hilarious, and because it's such a high quality show, not necessarily in the camera work and anything like that, but. But as far as like the idea and the concept,
we're learning.
I had to bring him on the show, even though this is a show where we talk about black films and et cetera, et cetera.
We got a couple black guys in there.
Yeah, one
exactly.
No,
two.
We have two that if you wind up watching the High Buzz pilot, there's a character that I think a lot of white people get confused with the host that had. I mean the Khalil Wilson, who was on the show last week. For some reason, people get those two mixed up.
Oh, really? Have people said that?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Wow.
And that's so funny to me. But the link is down below, so definitely check out High Butts. Let me see. If we're here, it's going to be right here.
Check it out.